Okay. All right, let's give me a demonstration for creating the digital art show flyer. So basically, we're going to spend about 2 or 3 class periods working on a flyer for the art show. So it's going to look kind of something like this when you're done. But basically, we're going to create an art show for our upcoming digital art show that we're going to do. So, for the title, it's going to say High Point High School Digital Art Show. A little bit of information about it. It's going to open on the April the 12th at 3 p.m. And then we're going to have like an area we can click on a QR code to access the show. And kind of one of the main things I want us to do for to display like the work. We're gonna pick like 8 or more images to display it on the art show flyer. So you have all the information here. Just think carefully about how you want to create and design a flyer. So in terms of like the grading for this assignment, though, I'm not going to be really too nitpicky on like the requirements of the project itself. One part is just going to be your required text images that we need, and the other part is just going to be the overall design of the flyer. So we're going to watch a little video about layouts and composition, but I'm giving you guys a lot of artistic or design freedom with the flyers, just because we're only going to spend like 2 or 3 class periods on it. So if you click on the Google Drive folder, these are going to be the images that you'll use for the art show flyer. So this is like work done by AP students of their sustained investigation. So just take a look at the images here. And just pick out like 8 or more of these images that you want to use. So just like we've done before, you just click on it with your finger, click save it to your camera roll, click OK, and just pick out at least 8 images. If you want to have more, you can. And if you can, though, try to do like a different variety. There's some obviously with traditional art. Good amount of them are like digital art, and then there's a little bit of like photography in there too. So try to find like a variety that you can, you can put for the card. Okay, so obviously, we can't incorporate all of the drawings and works of art. It'd be great if we could. Who knows? Maybe you can make one that has it all. And then you also want to download the QR code. So this is the QR code for like the older art show, if you're kind of wondering what the QR is. But, whichever design we choose, we'll kind of do like a vote on like the flyer design. I'll probably do one for each class, so we have like at least like 2 different flyers going around the building. We'll update it with the new QR code for the art show. Okay, so to do your art show flyer, we're actually going to be using Adobe Express. So we're going to use Adobe Express on here. So let me just go back here. We'll go back to the very beginning. So real simple though, we're just gonna use Adobe Express just because this is probably the quickest and easiest way of doing the project. It's kind of funny that I was seeing your guys' responses on like the your least liked program this year, and I noticed one of them was like Adobe Express. Apologies if you didn't really like use this program. I think part of it might be it's just like too easy to use. We're just gonna use this for like one more project with your flyer design. So, okay, real simple though. You just click on flyers to open up, just like the flyer size, and then we just have like a blank page to work with. So a couple of different ways you can get started with like the flyer design. So obviously, you can think about like, your title, text, where those things would go. I usually like to click on the layout button just to figure out what kind of layout that I want. So, you looked at my example before. I had like a design where I separated it into 3 different sections here. So one is the title, the other section is the QR code, and then there's one section for where I want to place all the artwork. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do it. There's no right or wrong way of doing your design. But if you want to do like this 3-panel design though, you could find that on here. So, this is like one example of like a 3-panel design. You can scroll over. I think this is the one that I use for mine. But, you could design it any way that you want. you know, you want to do like a 3 or like a 4 panel, maybe you could do something interesting with the 4th one. This one might be interesting. Kind of looks like a book almost. So you can kind of pick and choose like which one you want to use. There's a lot of different examples. I probably would just stick with 3. Don't go crazy with like, I see like this one's like multiple ones. So yeah, a lot of different examples you can use. So I'll probably pick this one because I think this one's really neat. It's got a really big space for like the images on here. So I'm gonna click on borders here. Oh, interesting. So you can click on these different areas to just play around with this. So borders is giving you a little bit more space in between the borders. Cell, you can unlock the 2. So cell is images itself. So you can play around with this a little. Colors. So this one really gives you like a color scheme, but I guess it's just picking and choosing like certain colors. It's looking like it's just the background though. So, you know, real simple, but you can play around with this stuff. Design. This is like you want to go with like certain color schemes or looks. Okay, so in terms of like your flyer design though, I'm gonna leave it like really open-ended with what you want to do, as it looks like the at least like this version of Adobe Express, because I think like the last time we used it was on the your Chromebooks at one point. You know, this one's not really copying a flyer design. You still can keep the look of it. But, you know, you could use, like, the different types and the different layers. So I'll probably just use a pop quiz one just to see where we go from there. Okay, so I clicked on Done to finish my layout. All right, so, yeah, real simple, though. You know, for, like, the text, you just double tap it. You know, just add your text on here. So this should say, you know, High Point High School Digital Art Show. So just make sure to refer back to the assignment when you're working on it. So High Point High School Digital Art Show. So click Done when you're done. And yeah, we could leave it in here. So, you know, you can kind of play around with like the look of it. So you can click on Edit. And I would just kind of go through like the rules here. So Edit. This will allow you to just, you know, you want to duplicate it, delete it, you know, edit the text, change it. This is, you know, where you would do those things. Font. Click on here to change the font or the look of it. So a lot of different fonts you can play around with. Okay. So you got your fonts here, recommendations. It's like that's not loading right now. Colors. So colors. Actually. Oh, you know what? I'll leave it open-ended. Now, like with my flyer though, I use the school colors. So you can use the school colors. You don't have to. I just think it's nice though, just because you know it's colors that we're kind of familiar with. I did go with like a black and white for like this one here, just because for whatever reason our school loves wearing black hoodies. So you know I want to say our colors are really blue, yellow, and black, just because of that. But feel free to use any kind of colors you want. So I just keep these colors just to keep them. So just kind of play around with this, but you know, you're just designing the flyer. So opacity, that'll change the opacity, effects. You know, you want to do like a shadow behind it, which I think is really neat. You know, you can change the color of the shadow, make it pop out more, play around the distance of it. So there's a lot of things you can kind of manipulate with the type and the text, the look of it. You can do like an outline. So, you know, you can kind of play around with the look of it. So, I don't remember if we ever used I think we did it like at the end though, but you know, I think you guys will really enjoy the Adobe Express on here. So, I'm gonna let you guys kind of play around with it. Oh, one thing I really liked though was the style, or I think it was the align. So, these are like really fun ways you can kind of play around with the text even further. So, you know, I would just try this out. This is really cool to me. You can kind of change like the title of it. If you click on it multiple times, it does it in different ways too. So that could be something that you might want to play around with in terms of the look of the title. Okay, so we'll leave it like that, but I think it's kind of neat though. Okay, so you're gonna add the title, the QR code. So same thing you did before though. Click on add plus text. Just type in the information for the QR code. So I say click on QR code to access the show. So you just type that in there. Click on QR code to access show. So kind of squeeze it in here. So you can play around with it. So again, I'm just kind of showing you real quickly though. So it's keeping the same font. So if you want to play around with like different font, you can. But one of the nice things though is you want to just kind of keep the fonts the same. Now you need to add images though. You just click on the add button, click on photos. So you want to save your images on the photo library. That way you can add it on here. So move freely. So that's pretty simple. Just put your QR code there. Okay, so let me just show you guys how to add your images on here. So I want you guys to create a frame or use like a clipping mask for your the images that you're adding for like the art show. So one example that I showed you was you can kind of put the images in circles or different shapes. So feel free to kind of use any kind of shapes that you want to use to make it look interesting. Obviously, you're kind of limited to what shapes you can use, but you have a couple different options. So to do that, you click on the Add Photos, Photo Library. We'll just use some of these images that we did here. So click on Add here. So move freely because we're gonna move around. So in order to do like the what I call like the clipping mask in this program is you go to crop and shape, and then you can kind of select any of these shapes that you want. So I think this triangle might be really interesting. So you can kind of do any kind of shapes that you want. Maybe I might want to try this this shape here that's like kind of like a square but not really. So when you crop it, you can kind of crop it any way that you want. So I just want to get the kid right here. Hit done. And after you're done with that, you can resize it. Fit it in here. So since we had to do like a bunch of different shapes or images, you want to kind of keep the shapes or images consistent. So I have like one here. I'm gonna add another one. So in terms of like design though, you want to keep repetition, be consistent. So we can add like this other one here. But you're gonna do one at a time. Add your next image and just keep working from there. So I'll make this a little bit smaller. Do crop shape. Use the same shape. So kind of cropping in like what you feel would look the best. So if you want to even zoom in closer on the pictures, you can. So I'm gonna click on done. And here's a little trick I'm going to show you guys because it's a little hard to like get them perfect. Is just kind of overlap the same shape and then just make it as big as you need to match that same size. And then when you match that size, you can move it over to line it up. Okay, so and it kind of auto snaps itself, so you don't have to worry about fixing it. So I'm click done. Do the same thing. So in terms of this particular assignment, though, this is probably what's going to take the longest time. Though is adding images one at a time, resizing it, cropping it, and just making it fit with the your design. So make this smaller, put it in the corner, make it bigger. Try and make it the same size. You can move it over. Okay, so I do notice these are a little bit off, so just keep in mind you can click on the image, click on adjust, and then there is a nudge button on here, so you click on nudge, And then you can actually move these by, pixel counts. Okay, so that's really nice to have. Or you can attach your keyboard too. That's another way you can nudge it as well. Okay, but I mean, that's pretty much it though. And if you want, you can click on these shapes. You could change the color of it. So maybe I might want to use a black, or maybe I'll get another pink color. Maybe like this tan color. Or, you can change the colors any way that you want. Maybe I might want to instead use like the blue and yellow. Okay. But, kind of one of the things I really like about Adobe Express, though, it's really easy to use. But, just let me know if you need help or have any questions. But, I'm sure you guys could probably figure out, like, what you can do with this program. Okay.